Hey guys. Hey guys. Anyways, sorry for the bad beginning. Um, Today we have a story, and I think this story is gonna be really good. This story is about my ex, my my first ex, I think. Honestly, like how kids they have a girlfriend and they're not really like serious. That's not gonna be anything because they're so young. But I'd consider this my first real-ish relationship, and it was somewhere in middle school. So, I was really young. Right now, I'm in high school. I'm 16. So I was probably like maybe 13, 14 at that grade. First off, I want to plug my Snapchat, my Instagram. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen right now. And yeah, just follow me. But anyway, back to the story. Um Back then, everyone had a girlfriend. If you didn't have a girlfriend, you was lame or ugly or some weird stuff. So eventually, I got tired of it. But there was nothing I could do, cause when I was young, let me tell you, when I was young, I was one ugly kid, bro. Like, I'm not even capping. I might have a photo if I do find it. I'll put it up on the screen now. But I was an ugly kid. And so um yeah, so I was in middle school, and I think it was first day. We had to choose what we wanted to do for our electives, whatever. And I decided to do orchestra. Now, I don't play instrument anymore, but back then I used to play bass, like that big instrument. I'll probably put it on the screen. It's like a really tall instrument that's like the biggest out of all of the things in orchestra. But anyway, that's what I played. And so in orchestra, we had, assigned seats, all that stuff. In orchestra, there was a few students. I was in public school back then. And no one really caught my eye. Not until later into the school year. In the beginning we were cool. I actually had one incident with a girl. She sat on my lap on accident because we were fighting over a seat. And I got a little street cred for that. She low-key actually liked me after that, but that's not the girl I'm talking about. So the girl I'm talking about, let's call her Nia. So at first, in the beginning of the year, I don't think me and Nia talked too much, but um, it was a few times where we interacted, and I guess that might have set it off for her, because later in the year she started looking at me, and you could tell, like, it was weird but noticeable. And it came to a point where she would start twerking in class, and then when I would so-called see it, she'd be like, "Oh, did you see that?" And I'm like, "Duh, nigga." Like,
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
of course I did. And so obviously she was flirting, obviously. And so you could probably guess what happened, right? You probably think I asked her out, all that stuff.
Stupid.
I didn't. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was just too scared to. I was I was pussy back then, and I don't really think I had a real girlfriend or asked anyone out like that. So a whole year passes. We come back to the school the next year. She's still there. I'm still in the school, obviously, and we both have orchestra again. And this year, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not doing nothing. I don't have a girl. I've never had one. So I asked her out. And of course she said yes, you know. And in the beginning, I guess the relationship was okay. She wasn't too ugly. She had an okay body. She had ass.
Ooh, what else?
tits. I don't know if she had too much titties,
Ooh, what else?
but I still, you still gotta appreciate your girl, rather she have a lot of titty or not. And she was fairly developed for like a seventh grader, I think, back then. Right now,
What else?
ooh, I followed her on Instagram, all that stuff like that, and she gained a little weight. You feel me? She changed a lot, and that's tough on her part because I feel like myself, I glowed up a little bit, even though I'm still a little ugly, and but that's beside the point. Anyway, so we date for a little bit, and all of a sudden I see a like problem. Like, we had a regular relationship. I like only kissed her really and grabbed her butt or something like that. I didn't really do too much. I wasn't advanced in all that stuff. I didn't watch, all them videos, like, we're not gonna say the word, but you know what I mean. So I didn't know what I was doing. All I did is kiss. I feel like I was a bad kisser. You could feel my teeth probably in there sometimes. I don't know, man. But she was like very like annoying. And it's not like annoying as in caring annoying. It's just annoying. And it was a problem. It was such a problem to the point where I didn't want to date her anymore. But see, here's the thing. I didn't want to break up with her at the same time. And the reason why was I thought, well, first off, I was threatened by multiple people, right? Multiple people were saying that they would do this, they would kill me, they would blah, blah, blah. And look, we are in the hood. Things like that aren't just said to be said. Like, they legit might just do it. There was literally a shootout in my neighborhood before. I am not taking any chances, right? So what I do basically, my smart plan was to basically get her to not like me anymore. So I started just acting distant, only like coming around sometimes maybe, and barely texting, probably texting really dry, hit her with a K sometimes. And so eventually she broke up with me. And I was happy for a minute. I was happy for a while until she said like she wanted to go back out again. And look, I don't know why. I don't know why I did it, but I said yes. And so we are going back out, and it's still the same problems. And I don't know why I did this to myself, but I just continued to stay and deal with these problems. And eventually we got to like winter break, I think. And winter break's like a whole week, right? So anyway, at the time, my brother was living with me, and this is sort of part of the story, so I just told you this. So anyway, we're over break, chilling and all that stuff. And then for some reason, her best friend hits me up. Now her best friend is like really small, and okay, so I didn't necessarily like her. She wasn't ugly or nothing, but I didn't like her. I liked, obviously, Jamu. Ooh, almost said the name. Whoever, I don't even remember the name I gave her. Whatever, my crazy ex. Anyway, so she hit me up over the break, and she's just like, hey. And okay, so I don't take nothing about it. I say, hey, back. And she's like, what you doing? All the casual conversation, and all of a sudden she asks, hey, would you date me? And that just I didn't know what to say after that. I heard that, and I was just like, no, not really, because I'm dating your best friend. Why would you ask me that? And she's like, you wouldn't. She doesn't have to know nothing like that. And I'm like, what? And then she asked me if she thinks that I think she's ugly. And I told her no. I wouldn't. The only reason why I'm not able to date you is because I am in a relationship right now. So, you're gonna have to leave me alone and all that stuff. And she was begging me to go out with her or something like that. And then all of a sudden, she sends me a nude of herself. A whole nude. Like, no, it wasn't no, like, you can't see her face. Her face was literally in the picture. And I was so confused. Like, what? Did she just send me her whole titties was in the picture, right? And at this point, I don't know what to do. I showed my brother. That's where, he comes in. He was at the house at the time. He doesn't live with me right now, but I showed him it, and he's just like, dang, like, you pulling. I'm like, nah, this doesn't feel right. You feel me? And she's like sending me this stuff, and I just don't know what to do. And so I really don't know what I did after that. But eventually, she said, you failed the test. And I'm like, huh? Failed what test? I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Why am I being tested? And then all of a sudden, you can see in the corner, in my phone. Back then we was on Kick. You could see that there was my girl, my ex, just texting. I already knew there was a problem. Then she hits me up and she's like, I can't believe you. What did I do? How did I fail the test when I didn't even do anything in the first place? I'm confused. I'm not sure if I did something wrong or not. And I'm getting blamed. And so I tell her, straight up what I did. And she was right next to her apparently. Apparently they were in the same house. And I don't understand how I cheated or something like that. But, apparently they said I did. And so after that, I think after the whole week, we didn't talk. We didn't talk at all. But, we came back to school and we were ignoring each other. So I think I basically guessed that we were broken up. Now, on my part, I was so happy. I was telling my homeboys the whole time that I wanted to break up with her, but I just didn't know how. And they were gonna do it for me. They were like literally during lunch, they'd run up to her, be like, "Hey, bro," and I'd have to like tackle them almost to stop them. So, we finally broke up, and I think it's cool for a minute. Like we don't talk. She still likes me, or liked me, but I didn't really like interact with her like that. But towards the end of the school year is when it got bad. So, end of the school year, you don't do too much work. So every day we're going into orchestra. We're like watching a movie or something easy, basically. And basically, like one day, we're just chilling. We're talking. Everyone's talking. I don't think we have beef at the time, so we're probably like saying words, some like a few words to each other, not too much, not like a whole conversation. And I get tired, right? So I put my head down on my knees while I'm in a chair, and I started going on my phone. And all of a sudden, I see this female, I'm not gonna call her out of her name, this female slide in between my legs, put her head in between my legs, and just like stare at me. And she's like, "What's up? What is your problem?" I've never seen somebody do this in my life. She's in between my legs, and I'm like, whoa. So I sit up, and she moves, and she was just like, "Oh, I was just seeing what you were doing." All right, maybe she's just checking up on me. I don't know why she would, but I ignore it. Then she starts like touching me, and like messing with me and talking about my, like, she compared, there's a piano in the room, and she compared it to like one of the pegs, it meaning, you know, the salami rocket, if you know what I mean. And she called the peg, the huge peg on the dang piano, she said, oh, it's smaller than this. And I'm like, all right, bro, I didn't know I was supposed to have 9 inches at grade 7. But you know, she was, laughing and all this stuff. And last day of school, she was just all over me, my guy. And so I just realized, like, she probably still liked me a lot. It's just she didn't know what to do, and I did not want her back. And after that year, I sort of moved to a new school, and so I never really talked to her again. I followed her on Instagram, I think, after I started using Instagram, because I didn't really use Instagram while I was at that school. And so that's basically the end of the story. And also, basically what inspired this story was today she actually hit me up. She followed me, and then that's why I followed her back, I think. So that's why I had her Instagram. And for some reason, today or yesterday night, she was just like, hey, but it's no regular hey. It's a hey with like 3-4 Y's. Now, dudes, I'm sure y'all know, if it's a hey with multiple Y's, you know it means something else. So, I said, huh. Because at first I didn't see anything. Like, her profile picture is just black. So I just said, huh. Because I don't know who this is. Then I check her page, and it's her. And so at this time, we're just waiting for a response. I really don't know what she wants or how this is going to go. But, I'm hoping it goes well. Or I can flex on her because I glowed up. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what I should talk about next. What games I should play, whatever. And thank you.